SQ, Birdman. Yeah, Young Money. I bet the house on short and I motherfucker. SQ, 6 bitch, Birdman. Young Weed to the down. Young Weed, nigga. Yes, how we doing this, nigga. I'm just flying this plane and we going around the world with this bitch. Wayne and Coke Pop. That's how we go. Young Money, cash money, baby. Drink here, bitch. Get to the left. Drink it, Chris. Beat your pick out, nigga. Runs, bitch, stay to the right. Everybody in the middle drink hard liquor. Gin Absolute, Tanqueray, motherfucker. And all you bitches, get it where you get it. Been going on a hell of a fight, nigga. Okay, journey to the top. Went from the ground to the sky, motherfucker. Yeah, come on. SQ, Young Money, cash money. Yeah, I hold the hood down cause I'm a G, a Birdman. If that K drop down, I spit he's about it. Nigga, Troy got the Tom. He got the handgun. Hot boy driver. Nigga, we on one. Laced with the purple with the twin set handguns. Double clip, one shot it with extras on the streets is watching. The feds and the popos, cause Jesus clocking. These hoes are jocking, got that mo-mo popping. Fuck the popo stopping. In a second on the rock, she rocking, cause this game keep popping. We stashing bricks in Project Closet. Nigga, the hood is tough. You know times is rough. Bandana sideways, so my nigga got hit up. So we splitting up and we gon' ride. Going to the funeral high. Same day, homie Barry, same day, dude dying. That's that project life. Just that project shit. With these project bricks, with these project shit. Look at that project money.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Hood Tales with Corner here. I think everybody heard about the verdict for the George Floyd case. They found the officer guilty of the 3 charges that he was facing. But my question is really, did we really get justice in this case? Now let's remember, this man lost his life behind someone else's stupidity, ignorance, and just outright, blatantly, no regard for human life. And I know it's a lot of people around the country and around the world that's happy and excited about the verdict, but let's take a deeper look into what's really going on. It's kind of sad that we have to have these type of conversations as black people in America, or the ethnicity group of color. And it really sucks that I have 2 sons, I have 2 daughters, and I have to really take a hard look at the reality of the world we live in today. This is a selfish society where people really only care about themselves. It takes tragedies to bring us together. It takes deaths for us to, come together and be really unified. But honestly, we should have been unified like we were back in the civil rights movement and back before then. It's just that we have those bad seeds that's spread among us that's cool with division, cool with following a program of the white America that we live in. Like when I watched that movie, Judas and the Black Messiah, and how Fred Hampton lost his life because the buster ass, bitch ass nigga got down with the fucking FBI and still portrayed and perpetrated this fraud like he was a person of the movement, like he really was like down for the cause, but all behind closed doors, you're meeting up with agents, talking to them and giving them information about the Panthers and doing all that fuckery. And then this man gets assassinated because of your deeds and because of your doing, only to give you a $250 credit towards some shit. And it was just sad that that's the type of people we have in our society still. And then it's like this situation here is even more crazy because you gotta think, this man killed somebody, and the only reason why he probably was even found guilty was because they was gonna fuck Minnesota up if he didn't. So it's crazy that these people believe that it's justice. Like that little girl will never ever get to hold her father. He will never get to hold his child. Like giving him money don't change shit, cause he not coming down from heaven to talk to us or see his children or his family. Like they have to go stand over a cemetery plot just to be close enough to him, and that's not justice, in my opinion. Like that man should have got the fucking death penalty. That motherfucker dude was premeditated in every action that he done, even down to his body language when he had his knee on the man's neck and had a grin on his face that went worldwide. That man don't give no fucks about that man being just dead. He don't give a shit. The police department don't give a fuck about that man being dead. They only went along with this because they don't want this shit to turn ugly, you know? And that's the sad thing about it. Like, it takes all these people to get killed and die for them finally to decide, okay, were the police wrong? They've been wrong. These pussy ass police officers been doing this fuck shit. Rodney King got his ass whooped live, and them people still found not guilty, and they pulled him over for a traffic stop. So think about the people whose voices weren't heard, who family members lost loved ones behind police brutality and police stupidity and ignorance because they treat us inhumane. I was locked up for 2 years in a county jail, and I was seen behind the beast what really goes on. They even got people that got the skin color like us that's worse than the white folks. Worse than the white folks. Because they got a little authority and they got a little power. And they really feel like they doing something when they ain't doing shit but going along with the system. And then get mad or want respect and want forgiveness when they fuck up and people fire their dumb ass and get their ass up out of there. No, and lose everything. And then they want to come back to us with understanding and sympathy, like, oh, I was just doing my job. And that's the fucked up unaccountability shit that they get away with. Oh, I was just doing my job. So if I go out here and shoot me an officer, or I go out here and slap the shit out of a judge, or I fuck one of these puss ass prosecutors up, but I'm wrong, but I was doing my job. But that's the excuse they use. These people take us away from our families. These people take us away from our loved ones. Leave voids in our family, leave voids in our lives, leave voids in our children's lives. Our mothers have to see us go through those things. Our fathers have to see us go through those things. And the only thing they can tell me is I was just doing my job. But if a doctor going surgery and just say, fuck this patient on this table and just walk out, or they hit the wrong artery and be like, well, fuck it, I was just doing my job, and you die from that, or you have irreversible damage from that, you was just doing your job. The thing about it, they say training and all this need to happen. No, it don't. We just need to stand up and stop being scared of the system. That's just what that shit about. No one's really willing to sacrifice. No one's willing to give up something for a greater cause. We have children that we're going to have to raise in this hostile environment, you know, and it sucks. Dude can still see his family. His family can pull up on him at whatever prison they finna send his ass to, and he still get commissary, he still get phone calls, he still get visits. So what really did we get? What justice did we get from that? George can't call and talk to his people. George can't go see his daughter and take his daughter to the park. He's not able to do none of that. He's in the cemetery right now. Think about that. all of a fake, supposed fake $20 bill, alleged that the money was counterfeit, and he loses his life over nothing. His life wasn't even worth a fake $20 bill. His life wasn't even worth the pack of cigarettes he purchased with this so-called fake $20 bill. Then they want to try to use all this bullshit to demonize our character once they do get put in these positions. My little cousin Trayvon Martin is at the cemetery down in Oklahoma, and it's sad that, we have to go visit him in the cemetery. We're not visiting him at his apartment. We're not visiting him even in school or college. We're not going to his mom or dad's house pulling up on him. We gotta go visit him at the cemetery. I was down in Miami in December for my birthday. I went to go visit my family. That's, Trayvon is my little cousin. And I had to go see my grand auntie Eleanor because I haven't seen her since I was released. And me and my cousins was talking about getting together and going to his gravesite. And I thought about it. And I'm like, my son just turned 19 in March. I wouldn't be able to do all that, talking about going to visit my son anywhere outside of pulling up at his grandma's house, him pulling up at me at our business, or we just meet up in general. Like, my little cousin didn't even get a chance to graduate high school. I don't know if he's died a virgin or not, probably not. But he didn't even get a chance to experience life. George Floyd didn't even get to experience his second act of life. So think about that. Did we really get justice because of this verdict of guilty? And then he's only really facing between 11 and 15 years. So he still will be able to come home in his 60s. Think about it. Where's the justice? This man is never coming back. And shout out to everyone who lost a loved one due to police brutality and ignorance and stupidity. And rest in peace to Scottie Pippen's son, man, Antron Pippen, man. That thing was on my mind because it's kind of, death is a serious conversation sometimes. But we like to send our love and our shout out from Hood Tales with Cornhead to the Floyd family, the Taylor family, the Martin family, and everyone who's lost someone because of us not being looked at as human beings. Much love and respect. Shout out to my brothers. Y'all know who y'all are. Love y'all. Most importantly, stand up for something or fall for anything.
Project right like you project hits off the platter, motherfucker. Fit the shoes, next batter, motherfucker. No matter, we gon' put it in batter. Flour caked and baked SQ6, Young Money trying to carry us. Okay, I'm back. This is your party, your neighborhood nigga. This shop party, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Yo, baby. Blow one, smoke one, shoot straight to the back. T-Street, keep flying this motherfucker. Bloody the kids, man. This all y'all sound. Because I'm about to get it, real ghetto shit. Young money, cash money, you and that hollers, bitch. Get it. Rugga ride. We got this shit, nigga. I bet it all on shorty, nigga. I don't give a fuck how much it is, nigga. I got a 50 million life policy, bitch. I bet that. I don't give a fuck, nigga. Hey, shorty, it's all on you, baby boy. We got the streets watching, nigga. We gon' fuck them up, nigga. We gon' burn this bitch. You heard me, homie? Yeah. Size it up, nigga. If it don't make money, it don't make sense. Young Money, Birdman, Jr. Look, Weezy, ride or die, nigga.